Hey there. I'm a few minutes late. Sorry for the people that are joining me live. Please let me know if you can hear me. Today we're going to look at non-Amazon affiliate programs and just kind of show you some of the options that are out there. Talk about maybe some of the issues that you might run into if you are working with a non-Amazon affiliate program. There are some issues that you might run into. In fact, someone emailed me today, and shout out to, I'll make up your name, say it's Laura. Laura, thanks for shooting me the email and feeding me ideas. It's always helpful to have someone share an actual real story that they're dealing with just in the last couple of days around other affiliate programs. So we'll look at a couple of those things. I will share my screen. We'll get into some details there, and I will answer questions as well. So kind of a few things we'll go over today. We have Penny, we have Helen, Syed, Rana, and Adrian. Thanks to Adrian and David, who are our kind moderators. They help keep order in there. Usually it's pretty cool in the chat, but always good to keep an eye out for trolls in the chat. So let's get into it, and I think I could actually share my screen. I was running a little late. You see, I had a couple coaching calls, a couple other things. I meet with my VA just once a week to catch up. So there were a lot of meetings today, and I was doing a coaching call just before this and didn't have time to eat, so I had to run and get a little snack. Oh yeah, I was chatting with Gustavo as well, and Venter's on. So thanks everyone for joining in today. I don't know, let's get this microphone a little different. Okay, it doesn't really matter. It's just kind of, it's a little blurry right here. Yeah, maybe that's too much. All right, anyway, it doesn't really matter. One thing I'll do is hopefully share my screen properly here. We're literally just going to go and look at some of the other affiliate programs that are out there. So I will give a little pitch for using Amazon. Even still, with lower commission rates than other programs, Amazon is probably the best bet for people getting started with affiliate marketing or working online. The big, hopefully obvious reason is so many people buy stuff through Amazon, they convert better. The friction is so low to make a purchase on Amazon. If you can just get someone over there, there's a good chance they already have an account, they already have payments set up, and it's very easy for them to make the purchase. So with that said, if you have a website that is getting traffic, or a podcast or a YouTube channel or whatever, if you have Amazon affiliate links, there's a good chance they're going to convert pretty well for you. That said, the commission rates are low, and there's a significant advantage with adding other affiliate programs to the mix. A few weeks ago, I interviewed Mushfiq, very popular interview. He's flipped, I can't even remember how many websites. I think it was over 100, and I don't know, it was over 100 in the triple digits. He's purchased websites, and he mentioned that he's still earning about 25% of his revenue from Amazon, even though he tries to get other revenue streams going, and typically he's very successful at hooking that up. The whole point being, Amazon still converts really well and should be a piece of your revenue, even if it's not your focus. The reason why I picked this topic, a few reasons. Number one, when people are just getting started with affiliate marketing or niche sites or authority sites or whatever you want to call it, they're trying to make some money online. I will get a question that says, what about ClickBank? Should I try and sell products from some other source? Amazon just doesn't pay enough. I think it's a huge waste of time. The answer is, you probably shouldn't start with ClickBank. The products that I've seen there typically aren't as good as others. ClickBank has its place for certain things, but I wouldn't necessarily focus there on ClickBank. I think there are some other marketplaces which we'll take a look at, and it'll be pretty useful. But overall, Amazon's a great place to start. And if you're earning zero and you haven't started a website yet, you you probably shouldn't worry too much about the commission rate. There's a lot of other mechanics that you're going to need to figure out. Keyword research, maybe using WordPress if you haven't built a website before, and a handful of other things too. And I will come back to questions. So I see Alexander is on too. So Alex, what's going on? I think if actually, and I'll come back to questions here. So all that to say, Amazon's still a good bet. Let's look at some other stuff because it's worthwhile. All right. I'm going to try and share my screen. We're going to see how it works. And I'm going to start with an example of just the marketplaces that are out there. The other places that you can look. And there's a bunch. There's a bunch of them. So, success. I'm actually sharing my screen here. And I'm just going to narrow it down to this one. All right. So this is over on Impact Radius. There are many different, I don't know if marketplace is the right word, but there's a lot of different places like this that manage the affiliate programs for companies. And you can see the scroll going by. 1-800-Flowers, Uber, McAfee, Walmart, Ticketmaster, Microsoft, Levi's, Lenovo. The list goes on. Canva, Starling Bank, some reward site, Revolut. So the point is there's a lot of companies that want to get more eyes and they want to have affiliates out there. They don't necessarily manage it in-house and they work with these companies. And the advantage with working in one of these is you don't have to go and recreate the wheel. All the tracking is done. The company doesn't have to manage it. You don't have to manage it. You have the ability to get paid usually fairly easily. It's all integrated within the platform. So again, no one has to recreate the wheel and it works very efficiently. That is a big advantage. You also potentially have an easy way to be onboarded. So you don't have to worry so much about having to go in and making a pitch and trying to, identify a company. Because the thing is, you could try to do this yourself, right? You could try to contact a specific company, hook up the deal. They may not have a program set up. They may not have this mechanism in place. So if that is the case, there's a whole set of activities, education that you might have to do, and just overhead and admin. When you work with one of these companies, Impact Radius, Commission Junction, Share a Sale, all that's done. They've done the heavy lifting for you, and you could just go in and apply. You can have a look at for brands, for publishers. And they have different areas that you can, they're trying to cater to here. So affiliates, influencers, mobile apps, content publishers. So let's just take a look at the affiliates. That's kind of what we're interested in here. Find brand partners. And as you start clicking around, you'll notice there's a lot of companies. There's a lot of companies that have an affiliate program, and you just have to go find them. And I thought I clicked this. Does that not go somewhere? They want me to create an account here. So I don't think I'll log in specifically, but you can see the brands here. I think we'll be able to navigate a little farther in one of the others here, hopefully. So let's look at Commission Junction here. And if you're a publisher, we can look at the global opportunities. And these websites look pretty sophisticated. You can imagine these are some of the bigger players. And there's a lot more. There are actually probably dozens out there. So I am trying to find the list. The list here of just some companies that they work with. Maybe they'll have it on this main page here. Partner, learn more. We're just going to go back to the same spot here. Okay, so here's a good example. Barnes & Noble, Priceline, Office Depot, IHG, hotels, and Overstock and J. Crew. So those are some of the bigger companies that they have that they're working with. So you could go and potentially push those. And just from looking at these, right, you can see that there are a lot of different companies that you could work with, right? So even hotel groups and stuff. And I'll ask politely, Raina, stop spamming the chat room. I see your question, and I'll get to it when I get to the question and answers. So no need to keep asking. So that said, if you have like a travel blog or something like that, you could maybe work with the hotel group. Or if you have, say, electronics or something like that, and there's a ton of stuff on overstock.com, but you could push those products as well. And I mentioned in my email, if you're on my email list, that I wanted to give a specific example of something that I purchased. So a little while back, I was curious. I was trying to figure out exactly what I needed to do to edit and process raw images from my digital camera. So those are like uncompressed. It's the full pixels, full resolution, and it's not processed at all. I didn't know exactly what to do. So I started Googling around, and I found a website that covered that topic. In fact, they had a review for this particular product called Luminar. And Luminar is actually pretty awesome. I think they just came out with a new version, and I watched a couple demos. I clicked through an affiliate link and I bought the product. And it turns out it's a really cool app. You can add backgrounds pretty much automatically. It takes like 1 second. So if you take a picture, for example, like this one that's shown here, maybe the background sucks and you can't really see anything. It's just gray. You can click a button and add starry nights, which is, I guess, this is what this is called, and you can see the Milky Way and add stars. Similarly, you can actually add clouds and a more interesting background. If you happen to have a boring landscape photo, you can make it look more interesting, add a rainbow, add fireworks, whatever. Pretty cool app. Because I am an affiliate marketer, I was curious. I knew, they said, hey, this is an affiliate link. We get a commission. I enjoyed the review. It was no big deal. Anyway, I was like, oh, this is great. I am curious how much they pay for their affiliate commission. And a lot of times if you find a product, especially software, you'll notice that you can sign up for an affiliate program. So let me see if it's in here specifically. So if you find a product and you think, hey, it's pretty cool, I maybe want to be an affiliate or check it out, you may have to hunt around. So let's look how you would do that. So I'm over at this Skylum, and I'm going to try to navigate to the main website. It does seem to keep pushing me over here. So this is some of the stuff you may have to do if you're looking for an affiliate program. Let's try explore here. See, so we have referral program and affiliate program here. So we'll go to the affiliate program, and their affiliates have earned $9.5 million. So you could become an affiliate, and they give you some details here. I'm curious about the affiliate commission rate and see. So it tells you 20% or more per sale. I think it was either $100 or $75. So fairly significant amount of money, potentially pulling in, what is that, like $13-20 or so, depending on how much it costs. There's a 90-day cookie, and there's special campaigns and discounted apps for the community. So I think you can see the value, right? We're already understanding. If you can find other products out there, especially digital products, that is kind of what I want to emphasize here. If if you could find digital products, they typically are going to have a higher commission rate. These could be software products like we just saw, or it could be courses. So depending on the industry, it could vary a little bit, but you're looking at potentially like 20%, which is pretty good. Every sale that you get may be paying out somewhere between $12, $13, up to $20 for that specific product that we just looked at. For courses, right, it may be a lot more expensive. Maybe it's a course that costs $1,000 and you can get 30 to 50% commission on that. So if you're able to find those, which it might not be obvious at first, but if you start looking around, you will find courses on all sorts of topics. So many people have online courses. You can go and look at like Udemy or like Skillshare, some of those other like big marketplaces, and see courses that you may be able to promote. In a more general sense, you actually can check out something like Masterclass, which operates through ShareASale. So you could sign up for Masterclass, and that's where experts and masters in their craft, whether it's cooking or writing or sports or music, there's a number of different topics. You can refer people over to Masterclass. If they sign up, of course, you get a commission. It pays pretty well, in fact. So digital products have the huge advantage of higher margins. So a lot of times those commission rates are going to be huge, absolutely huge compared to Amazon. So even when you're looking at a 20% commission rate, some people may say, oh, for a piece of software, they should pay a higher commission rate. Well, it turns out 20% is pretty decent when you consider everything. When you consider Amazon may have sort of a blended commission rate of somewhere between 3.5% to 5% if you're lucky, depending on what you're selling. So all that to say, if you can earn from multiple sources, if you can use Amazon as a starting point, if you can go to Commission Junction, Impact Radius, if you can go to these other sources and find maybe a specific company, maybe you have an outdoor site, maybe you could work with REI and sell REI products, everything that REI is selling, right? Sometimes you can order some of the products from REI, which is an outdoor shop here in the US, I think in Canada a little bit too. You can find some of the products that REI sells if it's a different brand, but if there's some things that you can only get from REI, like the REI brand jackets or products or whatever it is, backpacks. And again, you're able to earn a higher commission rate, and it's very focused within your niche. So some people are very into where they shop, and they use that as a criteria. So if someone is a member at REI, maybe they love to shop at REI, or they have a credit card at REI or something like that, that may actually be a selling point. They would prefer to order from REI versus Amazon, even if it was a little more expensive. And on the pro side, you potentially can earn a higher commission rate by working with a niche market and a niche retailer. So you could use that to your advantage. So last place we'll look, and I'll just share my screen one more time, we'll take a look at ShareASale. Again, just to give you an idea at some of the other places that you can be an affiliate. So they have, let's look at the affiliate side, solutions, merchant preview. Let's see. Again, the big advantage is you end up with all this admin stuff in place, so you don't have to figure out how to interface with these companies. So we have a battery store, Backbone, which is computer and electronics, Dadgrass, which is recreation related, a bunch of other stuff, Heal a Heal. I could just keep listing these on, but the thing is, it's very different, and if you're unsure on how to monetize in a certain way, you may come up with a unique angle here, right? So here's trusted house sitters. So this is home and garden. So you may be able to figure out a good way to monetize your site via like a service that you can refer people to, right? So if it's a travel website, maybe you need a house sitter because you're going to be traveling. So trusted house sitters would be a good way to monetize, and it might not have been something that you were thinking about beforehand. And then we have fitness and sports here, health related. So there's a ton out there. And let's see. Let's look at art, music, and photography. So we have Cricut and Minted, KH cameras, easy canvas prints, and so on. Oh, here's the masterclass that I was just telling you about. So let's see what the commission rates for masterclass are. So the annual membership for masterclass is $180. The commission rate is 25%. So roughly, what is that? Almost $50. So that's pretty good in a 30-day cookie window. So again, you have the big advantage of longer cookies. You have a higher commission rate and a high ticket item. So I don't think I have to keep reiterating all that stuff. It's very clear it's a fine way to monetize. Now, before I get into the questions, which thanks everyone for asking some questions here, I need to tell you about my course. My course, Multi-Profit Site, which fits in perfectly with the topic for today, is open for enrollment. It closes for enrollment on Friday, April 2nd at 11:55 p.m. Mountain Time. So that's just my local time here. So you have a couple more days, like 2 days and some change to sign up. I do close enrollment, and there's a couple reasons for that. Number one, it helps me onboard new students, so everyone starts roughly in the same week or so. You do have lifetime access, so you don't have to move along as the course is dripped out over the course of 8 to 12 weeks. But if you want to, you can work along as the content is pushed out. The other reason that I close enrollment is so that it forces you to make a decision. So I've tested it both ways, and the fact is, if a course is just always available, there's very few people that think, I'm going to go and check it out. There's a few, but it is helpful from a sales and marketing perspective for me to close enrollment, and the benefit of onboarding is just gravy. So next, I need to thank Ezoic for sponsoring these live streams. They have a new product that's coming out very soon called Leap, and it helps speed up your site. You're able to get it to load faster. It replaces the Site Speed Accelerator, which you've heard me talk about. If you're interested, you can go check out some of the details over on their blog. There's a link in the description to get over to Ezoic, and you can go to the blog, and they have an announcement and some other information. I am currently about to test the Leap product. I have a site that actually loads kind of slow. It's not where I want it to be, not optimized. I haven't gotten around to it yet. It's okay, but it's not loading as fast as I want. I'm hoping Leap will bring it from, I think it's like maybe the high 60s for the Google Page Speed Insight score, and hopefully it'll be in the 90s once they work the magic with Leap. So I've just integrated it, and soon hopefully it'll be optimized using the caching, CDN, all the things that Leap from Ezoic can do. Even if you're not interested and you've already solved that problem for yourself, go over to Ezoic, ping them in some capacity, shoot them an email, write them a note, let them know that you appreciate the support for these live streams and, my channel, podcast, and all that stuff. All right, let's get to some questions here. So yeah, if you're interested in the Multi-Profit Site course, there's a link in the description. Super easy to get to. All right. So we have Raina says, should we use the KGR in general blogging? Yes. Yeah, so the answer is yes. All right. Merrick Merkic says Newegg offers a 1% commission via Rakuten. I always have trouble saying that, Rakuten. They could have made that easier. I don't know what that is. Anyway, and so 1% commission, Amazon links can't be used in tools that don't display links, while Newegg can. Okay, I'm not sure if that's a question or what to do with that. But there's other affiliate programs out there. So Newegg has one. I've ordered, when I used to build my own computers, I ordered a ton of stuff from Newegg. All right, Balil, what's going on? All right, Hassan says this: pumped to hear about non-affiliate or non-Amazon affiliates. It's not an easy approach. Once it's working, you're all set. Balil says, what is a topic or content cluster? It is content. Think WordPress posts or pages that are on a similar or the same topic, and they're linked together. The silo structure is sort of a specific kind of way to implement that. They are very similar, and I think depending on who you're getting the definition from, a content cluster may be linked in a different way. A lot of times a silo is based on the URL slug and hierarchy with parent pages and child pages, but you can do a content cluster without that strict definition. And it depends on, some people may say, I got a virtual silo, and typically they mean they're not using pages, they're using posts, but they're linking in a fashion that mimics the traditional silo structure that you might see with WordPress. Good questions. And I think, and people were saying hit the like button, check out the course. Yeah, thanks everybody for doing that. All right. Another thing that I mentioned was there are potential pitfalls with working with non-Amazon affiliate programs. And you know what? Shit. There's pitfalls with working with Amazon. There's pitfalls with not working with Amazon. So, it's just things you got to deal with, right? Can't have everything. I've heard a couple issues, and again, shout out to Laura. That is not her name, but she knows who she is. I talked to her just a couple weeks ago, and she sent me an email this morning and said, hey, I have something going on. It could be a perfect topic for today. So Laura has enrolled in my course, and she has been able to grow her site really well. I'm not going to share specifics, but basically she's earning enough to where I would call it a full-time income. And it started very small, like under $100. After some time, it's grown wonderfully. And because she's, been in the course, she knows that adding other affiliate programs and having other earnings is hugely beneficial. It lowers your risk a little bit. If Amazon changes the rates, it's not the worst thing in the world. She started selling a product, fairly expensive item, via another affiliate program. So off the bat, she was earning more. I can't remember exactly the amount, but say around 10% or so. She was actually selling quite a few of these products, so she contacted the company and asked them if they would increase her commission rate. So after some negotiation, she got her commission rate raised. I don't know the exact amount, let's say 20%. So she got it raised, and after that, she wasn't really making very many sales. She was checking her dashboard, and she just wasn't making the sales anymore. No change in price, by the way. She only renegotiated her commission rate. Well, after she contacted her account manager, they said, oh, you know what? We missed a couple of these sales. Here's credit for the sales. And the thing is, she was making regular sales. There was a few months of data. It was very clear. She was able to renegotiate her commission rate. So she had enough sales that they thought, oh, this is a valuable person to work with. All that to say, some of the tracking may not be perfect. And I'm not sure exactly what program she's working through. I suspect Commission Junction, Share a Sale, Impact Radius, some of these big crews, they have it pretty tight. I don't remember. I'm actually going to follow up with Laura and find out what other or what the management and admin on the back end, what's keeping track of all this. So all that to say, when you're working with a smaller company, tracking may be an issue, especially if you're operating outside of an official program like Impact Radius. So if you're unable to track it, which is almost impossible, right? Like you can track the clicks that go over, but you may not be sure of sales that happen. And obviously there has to be trust there. Now the good part is if you have traffic, right? If you have traffic and you're actually sending a decent amount of traffic, you could turn it off too. You could stop linking to them. You can remove their content, and then you have leverage there. So it could have been a pure accident. I think it probably was an accident. Maybe something got reset. With the tracking, maybe someone didn't do their job. They messed up on a spreadsheet or however they're doing it. So the thing is, you have to watch out for it. And remember, you have the traffic, you have the leverage, you could turn off the traffic and, then they're not making the sales. You could send the traffic to their competitors, for example. So obviously you wouldn't have a good working relationship. You don't want to have that where you're like working against each other or anything. So that's one issue. Tracking. So these bigger companies, these marketplaces, even though they're earning money, they've set up the two-way marketplace. They manage the transactions. They make it easy for the companies to pay. They make it easy for you to get your money. So that's all, worth the price that they're earning. That said, there's a little risk and there's value in following up and making sure things are going fine. So the other piece that I've heard is around products that go away. So let's say you have a site and you find a great affiliate offer. You find a great microphone that you have a very high commission rate. Say you're earning 25%. Say you're earning 25%. And all of a sudden, they stop producing the product. The company goes out of business, just something changes, and you've spent a lot of time trying to rank for maybe that specific keyword, like blah, 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 microphone reviews, or something very specific. And I have heard of people who maybe set up a site and it was oriented on selling one specific product. All the content was around that specific product. And when the program went away, when the company changed or they changed the commission rates or something like that, it ruined their business and they were making $12,000 a month and it goes down to $3,000 and they can't support what they were trying to do before. So there's a little bit of danger there. That said, it's essentially the same kind of danger that you have with Amazon, where we don't control the affiliate programs. We're able to participate in the transaction. And if the company that's selling the stuff wants to change it, they have the right to change it. So really it's the same sort of risk, but with these smaller affiliate programs, there's a higher likelihood that they can disappear. Now, I was going to say, some people will claim that Amazon's affiliate program is going to disappear. I have no data on that. I think they're rolling out new affiliate programs all the time across the world. So I know at least one interview that I did with Nigel, it's from earlier in the year. He is working with new affiliate programs for Amazon, which pay a higher commission rate because they're brand new in the country, whichever country, the respective country that program has rolled out in. So, couple risks that you may run into, And some companies may not have a front-facing, a open affiliate program. So you may search for it, you may look, and you may not see that they have an affiliate program. So you might have to email them and just ask, I am selling some of your product. I can see that because we're selling it through Amazon. And by the way, I'm ranking really well for these terms. I would love to work with you and send the traffic directly to you. Typically, companies are going to make more working directly with the customer versus like going through Amazon or any other fulfillment service. So that said, you may be able to work it out, but you'll have to have some mechanism to manage it. If you're lucky, the company will have something in place and you'll have to trust that they're doing a stand-up job, being honest with the affiliates, but you never quite know. Again, you have leverage if you have traffic. Now let's get back to the questions here. Change cameras. So Balil says, can we add 2 or more affiliate platform links simultaneously for a single product? Yes, you can. Technically, Amazon sort of frowns on that. So if you read the operating agreement, which you should, you will probably see that Amazon says that you can't have other affiliate programs when you're using Amazon assets, like an image. So that could be a violation. However, we don't hear of Amazon enforcing that. In fact, a company I really like, Genius Link, they have something called choice pages. In choice pages, you can go see exactly what it is. They have very nice demos and some case studies. Choice pages actually allow you to set up a landing page with that specifically. So let's say it's a microphone and I can have B&H photo and video, Amazon, Walmart, and all the affiliate links right there on the page. There'll be an image of the product, links and logos for each of the companies, and the person can literally go and check the price for each one. So can you do it? Technically, you can. Is there some risk? Yes, there's risk if you're using Amazon. And then further, right, it depends on the affiliate program. So I may have an affiliate program and I may say, you may not advertise other competing products alongside mine. And if you violate that and I say, hey, I don't want to pay you and I am not going to allow you to be in the affiliate program anymore, I can do that because I run the affiliate program. So that could happen to you. Next, Balil says, can you also use Crazy Egg for personal experience? That how the people are reacting with your page or content. You know what? I'm not sure what you're asking. I've not used Crazy Egg personally, so I'm not sure what you mean there. Hamza says it's nice being on here. Yeah, thanks for joining in. And Candaman says, what are non-Amazon affiliate programs? So maybe rewind and watch, but any affiliate program that is not Amazon, I think it's a troll type question or maybe just unqualified. But basically, if you find an affiliate program that's not Amazon, that is a non-Amazon affiliate program. And there's a lot of marketplaces that you could check out. Rewind the video. I've already gone over them. And Manoj says, Google launched best and top things for all the niches in Google Shopping. May it hurt affiliates? Potentially. I don't know enough about it, but there's all sorts of new things. I remember, gosh, it must have been 2 years ago, someone pinged me and they said, Amazon has little reviews, like featured reviews from blogs who are partners in the associates program in some capacity. And they believe that it was slashing their affiliate commissions because people were just looking at the information on Amazon. I've only heard that from one person, and it was pure speculation, right? They had no way to verify that. Surely they saw some revenue decline or something like that. But I believe it was an external source or an external reason, not the fact that Amazon has some reviews inside of Amazon now. And the thing is, I've never tested this, but my hunch is if you see information or review inside Amazon, even if it says it's from some external third party, there's not as much trust there because it's within the platform, versus if you actually go to someone's website who has a good review, high quality, sounds like they have the product, there's a good chance most people are going to trust the third party that is not connected within the Amazon platform specifically. That's all debatable, because I know someone could say, hey, if you have an affiliate program and an affiliate link on your website, there's a chance that you are just trying to make the sale and there's less trust there. But being within the platform versus outside the platform, I think makes a big difference. Okay. Belil says, if AliExpress adds the feature of saving cookies, then it would be better than Amazon Associates. I disagree. So, and maybe I'm missing some of the nuance here, but yeah, I could be missing something here, but basically, not that many people order from AliExpress that I know of. But I can tell you, I see the Amazon truck go around my neighborhood like 3 times a day, and there's Amazon boxes all over the fucking place. So I know people buy a lot of shit from Amazon. AliExpress, not so much. Not so much. Obviously, big company, but I don't think they're pushing the sales. So quick shout out to Niche Website Builders who sponsor the Q&A segment. They have a new product out there. It's the FAQ. Let's get this thing big here. The FAQ situation where they add frequently asked questions to post. So it's like augmenting and improving an existing post. I found it to be a really effective way to not only boost rankings for a given post, but you can also pull in more long tail keywords, especially those questions, right? So this is a newer service. You can get 10% additional content if you use my affiliate link. There's a link in the description here. And if you get a link building package, it's 10% cheaper. So if you order content, you get 10% more. If you order a link building package, of which they have several, I currently have a Shotgun Skyscraper campaign running. And they also have guest posting. They have niche edits. I think probably the best way to couple those together is a little of each, right? I think variation in link building is a good thing. So they sponsored this Q&A segment. Any other questions out there? And again, just like the Ezoic mentioned before, even if you're not in the market for any of the products with Niche Website Builders, they have a cool blog, so you can go check that out. And they also have a little chat mechanism. So if you went over there and just pinged them and said, hey, I appreciate you sponsoring, I think it's like via Facebook, something or other. So yeah, check that out. Thanks to Niche Website Builders. And let me make this smaller and be able to answer a few more questions here. Raina says, a site has 60 KGR articles. They're more than 2,000 words in 2 months, but traffic is not good. Site is 3 months old. What should I do to get more traffic? Any tips? All right, a couple things here. Number 1, make sure the content is high quality. Number 2, make sure you're not keyword stuffing. Just had, actually, it's very common to keyword stuff, especially with a young site. Number 3, your site's young. It's only 3 months old. So one would hope that with KGR articles that maybe a couple of them would rank. Are you getting any impressions on the Search Console? Are you getting any traffic at all? Can you identify some posts that are doing better than others? Even if it's only in the top 100, maybe you could see what's going on. I was looking at someone's site earlier today, and they said, I don't think I'm keyword stuffing. I looked at a handful of posts and I thought, well, it looks like you're keyword stuffing. So why don't you go take a look at it? And then I also asked, do you have any articles that are doing well? And then I checked the keyword usage on that particular page that was doing well. And it was used 50% of the time compared to the posts that weren't ranking well. So make sure you're not keyword stuffing. So quality, don't keyword stuff. What's the other thing? Wait longer. 3 months old is not too old. And see if anything is working well. Go back, research, keep those things in mind as you're going through. And then the other part is it could be useful to, I guess, get a handful of backlinks. So I hate to mention that because people are so scared to do any kind of backlink building, but maybe get a couple links, even if it's just like setting up social profiles out there and making sure that it looks like a real website. Manoj says, can we flip a website with good content but not much traffic? Which platform is good for this? Well, you could try, but you will probably struggle. Basically, it sounds like you're selling something that isn't working. And which platform is good for that? Probably a Facebook group. You could probably sell it there, but I would say, if no offense, Minaj, if anyone's trying to sell a site that has good content but not much traffic, it will probably be someone who has a site in that niche, and they could just take your content. They could tell it's good because they have some experience. They could buy it and then put it on their site, and then it'll work pretty good. That's probably what I would do. I wouldn't want to sell a site like that to a new person, a beginner, because it maybe would put them in a spot where, they spent money. So I don't know what platform is good for that. So Penny says, how much actual time would you say niche website builder saves in months of work? So it depends on, what packages you're getting and what you're doing. But I could tell you for me, probably like 40 hours a week. So I have 20,000 words of content that I get from them each month. And they're also doing a shotgun skyscraper campaign for me. So that would pretty much take up all my time. And how many months? Tons. So it depends on how much you're spending. And I think whatever I'm getting is like $2,000 a month or so, roughly that. And Alex says, in response to Minaj, so Minaj says, can we flip a website with good content but not much traffic? And then Alex says, if it was good content, you should get more traffic, right? Well, I have seen sites, in theory, yes. However, let's think about our experience out there. Actually, everyone let me know, have you seen a site that is ranking, maybe in your niche, where you think the content isn't that great? Maybe it's ranking in the top 5, anywhere above you, and you're thinking, hey, this content is kind of shitty. Why isn't my content ranking better? Even if it's not in your niche, I'm sure you can think of an example where you found a site, you thought the content was terrible, and you wondered why it was ranking. So that is the example that I would give. You surely can find examples to prove any point, especially with SEO. You could find sites that have horrible content, great backlinks, great content, no backlinks, and also ranking. So there's a full range of what you're going to find out there. But the point being, just because it's good content doesn't mean it's going to rank. And Richard, what's going on, man? Haven't talked to you in a bit. Richard says, I've been building tons of backlinks for my clients each and every month for the last 3 years with no issues. Backlinks are not the devil. Yeah, some people love to, it's so tough. Everything's like some kind of marketing bullshit or whatever. I mean, I'm trying to sell a course and like other people have courses or services or whatever. You'll see case studies that don't make sense. I remember when I got started, this was back in 2013. So people were using like article spinners and they were building automated Web 2.0 blogs out there and some other just nonsense. And I remember watching reviews for some SEO tool that would build, hundreds of links per, I guess thousands of links per day, depending on what you were doing. And I watched reviews on it and I paid like $500 for this product because the reviews seemed to be really authentic. They were like, yeah, check out the rankings here. And the person sounded like a real pro and I was just getting started. So I thought, all right, I could do that too. Of course, it was just all garbage. But Richard, my question for you, what kind of links are you building? What are you doing? What's your go-to these days? Minaj says, Google says they don't penalize duplicate content and sometimes outrank the original website. What do I think about this? I thought, you know what? I am not a scholar of like what Google says, but I'm like 90% sure they literally say that they penalize duplicate content. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. Like you can see it in the search console, blah, 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 duplicate content. Now you're talking about someone copying someone else's site and then the new site outranking the original. What do I think about this? I don't know. Typically I would expect the original to do better, but let's say a website copies content. They have a better backlink profile and they outrank the original. I could see that happening. I doubt it if it's an exact duplicate, but I could see it happening. Raina says best versus top in keyword research. I like best. Durrani says, I've heard a website takes at least 8 months to get its maximum ranking. I've heard 12. I think I saw a Neil Patel video maybe it's like a year or two ago where he was like, sometimes it takes a year. And yeah, sometimes it takes a year. I think the hard part is there are algorithm updates that are happening. So it's kind of hard to tell. Is it an algorithm update? Is it aging? I don't really know. And Richard says this about the link building. So blog posts and shoulder niches with keyword anchor text backlinks are the easy go-to. Yep. All right. Balil says, if my site is ranked in the US, but I get a link from pakistani.gov or edu sites, is it useful or harmful? I don't know. I haven't done that specifically. I would say it's probably not harmful. I don't know if it's useful. I would expect that it would be helpful, especially if it's relevant topic-wise to your niche. But I haven't tested it specifically. Generally, links are good. Generally, edu and gov, those are good too. So if it's topically relevant, I suspect it's going to be helpful. Yes, most likely. All right. And I will show everyone a couple details here because we got a few more minutes because I was late. I'm going to show you. So I moved my course, multi-profit site, over to Kajabi. So I do have a cool bonus going on where you can get my productivity course as well if you buy the multi-profit site course, the advanced or premium plan. So, and Brandon says this, I just finished week 1 multi-profit site. Should I do more keyword research, info, or product-driven keyword silos? So it depends, Brandon. Feel free to also email me if you have questions as part of the course. And as a student, you can get a hold of me. That's one of the huge advantages. And you say, should you do more keyword research for info or product-driven keyword silos? It depends on what you have done already. So I typically like it to be in the 50-50 range. I would err on the side of more informational keywords than not. So that is a question there. And like I said, feel free to send me an email, but maybe if it's 50-50, you could do a little more informational. But a lot of times it's easy to get bogged down in the keyword research. But since you're already so far ahead, I would say maybe keep finding some more. Raina says, yesterday I found some low competition keywords with high search volume, about 3,000. Should I go for them or just stick to KGR? Well, totally up to you, man. I can't answer that for you. So you can't. The great part with this is you can do like whatever you want. So I would look at what your site's doing. And are you the person that was having the issue? Okay. So Raina, you have the site that has low traffic. You have 60 KGR keywords. So you've done 60 KGR keywords. You're testing that pretty well. Maybe go for the higher search volume. Why not test, right? Why not test it? The fact is the KGR should be working better. So I suspect there's some problem going on, but I encourage you to use other keywords, not just KGR terms. All right. So real quick, we'll take a look at multi-profit site. Yeah, like I said, it's over at Kajabi, which it's always a bear to migrate something to a different platform. And I've unfortunately spent a lot of time on that. So once it's over, though, you don't have to do too much with it. So quick note, it is open for enrollment for just a couple more days. End of day on Friday, so there's a little deadline here. There's a 60-day refund policy and all these frequently asked questions here. How long do you have access to the course? Is it dripped out? What if I'm not satisfied? Yeah, so a 60-day warranty, or not a warranty, but it's a guarantee. So I describe it here and you can check that out. I do want to show there's a few different plans. So you have the standard, the advanced, and the premium. The standard plan has 8 modules, 50 videos, 43 lessons. I do updates occasionally as needed. The advanced has 12 modules, 61 videos, and 57 lessons. Premium has the same content, but it also includes 4 hours of one-on-one coaching, which is $447 per hour normally. But if you get the premium version of the course, you get 4 one-hour sessions. I like to have that done within a year so that we're not meeting indefinitely forever. So check out the course if you're interested. Thank you to everyone who's been enrolling. We've had a lot more interest. I've restructured the payment plans. So there are payment plans and it's a much lower price point per month, and just kind of rejiggered the offering. You have lifetime access. So even if like this week you're really busy, or even in the next month you're thinking, hey, I won't be able to get started with it, you can still buy the course now while enrollment's open and then get into it when you do have time. And Richard says, miss ya. I've been slammed with COVID. So hopefully things will calm down and we can catch up. Yeah, same back at you, Richard. I'm trying. I've been very busy here in the last couple of weeks. I have the tendency, actually like the last couple of months, feels like this year has been just flying by. And I tend to set up too many little projects. So I'm really trying to like shut it down a little bit here. It's been busy and I'm looking forward to taking a couple weeks off soon and maybe taking even longer than that for sort of extended periods because I've done a lot of work here in the beginning of the year. Like I said, I've been doing this migration to Kajabi. There's a lot of things you can't see that were going on behind the scenes there. So, all right, a couple more questions here. Chris says, hi, Doug. With KGR, if you find a few that are similar but not something you could write a lot about, would it be a good strategy to use the Army Ants method with 3 or 4 KGR terms? I've never heard of the Army Ants method. Typically, I wouldn't want to mix 3 or 4 KGR terms, but there are occasions where that can be useful. I'll give you a quick example. If they are similar enough, and again, like you said, you don't think that you can have like a 2,000 word post or something, sure, maybe you could tack one on. You could also just use the keyword in the subheading or in the context of your article so that you hopefully can include that other keyword phrase in there. However, if they're really similar and Google knows they're pretty much the same thing, then maybe just don't even worry about it. You don't have to overthink it too much. So, quick example, like if it's best running shoes for heavy people or best running shoes for obese people, then maybe you can just write the one that you think is the best one. Sometimes you can like add something a little more nuanced, right? Hopefully this is what you're talking about. So if it's like best running shoes for fat people with bunions, weird examples. I'm not sure why I picked those, but maybe that one fits in there and you could put a little section on bunions, right? All right. And final question here. Sajib says, what's your work schedule? So typically, I don't have meetings on Mondays or Fridays. Occasionally I do if it's something where I'm like doing an interview with someone or just trying to catch up. So no meetings on Mondays or Fridays. Fridays are usually short days as well. I'm starting to take Thursdays off to go hiking. That's a new thing. I actually switched a couple meetings around. Like I usually meet with my VA on Thursdays, just a once a week, like quick catch up. And I decided I'm going to go hiking on Thursdays, or at least most Thursdays, now that the weather's warming up a little bit. And then I'll often have interviews and meetings on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Used to be Thursdays, but I'm now blocking that out most of the time. So those will be like the 2 meeting days. And then typically I will wake up fairly early. This is more like a daily routine. Make some coffee or tea, maybe work out in the morning, walk the dog 2 to 3 miles, do a little work if I am working that day. And depending on what's going on, like I can tell you in preparing to launch the multi-profit site course, I was actually doing more like 8 to 9 hours a day, depending on what I was doing, because I'm still producing videos. I'm still doing a podcast. I'm starting a new podcast. And I was migrating the course, working on the sales material, and all the things that go along with that. So because I'm split in a few different areas, I may be a little bit busier. So like I said, I was doing like maybe 8 to 9 hours per day, which is a lot more Sajib than what I would typically work. So most of the time I'm probably working 4 to 6 hours a day and try to be outside a lot, try to exercise, try to, be active as much as possible. And like a day like today, I I had several meetings. Typically I don't. So I met with like Gustavo earlier today. He's a student, old student from Five Figure Niche Site. In fact, if you're not on my email list, you should go to nichesiteproject.com, sign up for the email list. I am going to be sending out sort of like a testimonial and success story from Gustavo because he's doing really well now. I haven't checked in with him in about 8 months, but he's making way more than he was back then. And I'm impressed. I'm glad he was able to, crush it. All right. Brandon says, have I ever brewed honey mead? Yeah, I used to be super into mead. In fact, I won a couple of awards with mead. I did a sourwood, which I have a couple bottles left. It's from 2007. And then in 2012, or actually in 2010 to 11, I made a blackberry mead. And I think it's a SAC grade. So that means high alcohol, high sweetness. I think it's about 16 or 18% alcohol, if I remember right. And that also won an award. So I love mead, or I love making mead, and I love honey. Drinking mead is just not as enjoyable. So I have just a fuckload of mead. I think I have a few cases of 12-ounce bottles of mead. So you're looking for good honey in Colorado, hard to find real hokey locally in the valley. I am not sure, but I love the process of making mead. It's a little quicker. It's a long aging process, and yeah, I enjoy it, and I love honey. Have you been to Brandon? I didn't know you're in Colorado. Yeah, shoot me an email later. But I was going to say Redstone is a place that I went to back in 2007 when I was getting into brewing. I was getting more into beer, and I went to Redstone down in Boulder, which, what's his name? David something or other. I met him a couple times at brewing events or GABF. And David, gosh, I can't remember his name. I have a t-shirt from Redstone. And the funny thing, so that was in 2007, lived in Georgia at the time. I mean, I loved Colorado, I loved the Boulder area, but I wasn't thinking, hey, I'm going to end up moving here. Now, Redstone Meadery is like 10 minutes away. My wife's office is like literally across the street from Redstone Meadery. Pretty crazy. So anyway, we can go all over the place. We can talk about beer, talk about mead, talk about honey, bees, and SEO and marketing. So if you're interested in the course, you can get enrolled this week. Thanks, everyone. We'll catch you on the next one. Check out the podcast, too, if you haven't listened to it, doug.show. It's on all the directories out there. All right. Have a good one.